Okay. So, we should be able to summon Ill-Earth and start using our new artifact, and I've had a hell of a time settling on which artifact is next. I'm down to 3. There's the Elemental Crown, which is +1 to 4 different paths, and it gives you gems every turn. There's the Teleporting Gate stone thing that'll let me teleport an army, which I've been thinking a lot and I have all these notes, as to what kind of creatures I'd want for a really awesome, more than one mobile army. But I also really want that Djinn. That Djinn would be amazing. He's got like 5 fire, 5 air, 3 astral, 3 something else also. I forget what. Anyway, the point is he's freaking awesome. But not only could I use him for myself, theoretically I could give the lamp to someone else. I could trade it for stuff, and they could have a very powerful general that I could, if they ever fought me, call back to me by using another lamp. So it's something you can lend, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if I want to do that, but geez, there's so many artifacts that are of interest. So, we got another, however, but none of them have ever been killed yet, so I think we'll just give her a fork and let her blood hunt. Yeah. We're definitely never being attacked by angry mobs anymore, so we don't have to worry at all about, those acorns. So, it's not too bad. Okay, we found Litter Skull. I don't know that one. We found Simmering Waterfall. I think that's a glamour, and I don't know what Mirror Wall Palace is, but that's Painted Cave. Okay, that's 4 sights in a turn. Oh, that's not too bad. Painted Cave was, I think it's a glamour gem, right? Or no, it's found by a sky. It must be an astral. Hold on. It's an astral. Okay. Alright, that's good. That's good. We want astral. We definitely want astral. How much blood was that? Oh. Okay, so, let's see. Let's go ahead and figure out what this one is. The Litter Skull, you can summon... Oh, a 4. Oh, we got a heavy one. Who found it? Good job! Great job! So, I can have a Zot like you. Oh, you got horror marked somehow. Oh well! You can just create free units forever. And that's happiness. And 4 death is pretty good, actually. And 2 death. 1 affliction per month. 2 afflictions per month, not ghosts. This changes a lot of things. This changes the game. All of a sudden, I wasn't thinking much of vampires because I used a Phoenix one game. I know how quickly they rack up afflictions, and how immortality really doesn't get rid of afflictions very well. But with this, you're gonna hire these forever. Forever. Oh my gosh, I can hire 1 every turn. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, these... Suddenly, vampires become viable. I've also been thinking, it's in my notes, over in... fork. I was calculating out all the different critters and stuff that I could potentially summon or make. And, well, I wanted trample and fear effects. Specifically, they'd be useful in many situations. But I also have a big... I really like things that don't have morale penalties. Or don't have morale at all, I mean, is what I mean. That they can't break and freak out and run away. And there's a behemoth, which costs 7 death gems, which is an undead elephant rider. Awesome. I've been thinking about making those. If I had a dozen of them, they'd be good in almost any situation I could run into, short of, you know, super warriors. But against almost anything else, even against Muspelheim, which you think it would be useless against, because he's got size 9 sacreds that he has used this as the backbone of his army. But no, they could clear the way through all the garbage that he sends. So, yeah. Step on illusions, step on skeletons, step on imps. All of the imps will probably fly over, but you get what I mean. But one of the problems was I know they'd rack up afflictions and become useless. However, this guy, he can fix them. He can put them back together. I don't even need very many of this guy. Just a few. Just a few would do wonders. Also, they can search at Death 3 fairly easily with just a single booster, so yeah, they're just all around great! A fantastic find! Speaking of site searching... tee-hee, look at this thing I have. I'm not contemplating nefarious thoughts. Okay, look at how little we've site searched this one. Yeah, it's as good a place as any. Oh no, it might horror mark this random priest. Okay, you're not a mage. Well, you are a mage. You're a priest. Doesn't matter. Cast it. He can cast it, that's all I care about. And it didn't let me target other tiles. I didn't think it would. So, it should put all of these to 9 and find all kinds of things. And I'm actually kind of excited to see how many sites we gain from one casting. I'm very curious to see this thing in action. Every turn it can jump to a fort, well, anywhere there's a lab. But those are always forts. I have to build more labs, honestly. We need to build more things. Okay, anyway, we're not done through all the stuff. How many forts did we get this turn? Not many. Hold on. We're not done up here, either. So... okay, yeah, that's a glamour gem. Oh, damn, 3 glamour gems. This is another good one. Who found this? Oh my gosh, you only had Glamour 2 when you found this. Okay. Slow to recruit, more expensive. This is... oh wow. 20% isn't bad either. Although slow to recruit, so... these are the 2 elements that I had the worst, I'm the worst at finding. It's right next to where I'm hiring these guys. This is the Astral Corner, I guess. No, these are fantastic. I want to hire them forever. Yeah, no, more Glamour and Astral sounds fantastic. I could give her some boosters. She could search 3-3. We've, frankly, almost searched everything, in some of these places because, you know... so the Atlas might not even be needed in some places. So, wow, okay. I can use Astral and Glamour theoretically in battle. I just summoned a Succubus last turn for 66 blood just to get a Glamour 2. And now I can just manufacture them. I guess I'll still find a use for the Succubus. Maybe I'll actually use her to kidnap commanders, let her hang out with my assassin teams. I don't know. Alright, what do we got going on here? Nothing done. Nothing important happening. It's just the usual back and forth. Yeah, nothing's actually happening here. Right. Musp has sent the Great War Hero. that has slain quite a lot of, indirectly, but has been responsible for the deaths of many basalt kings. Yes. She is chest wound, never healing wound, lost arm, 2 lost arms. She's seen better days. And she's gonna come back as an undead. So. That was just some PD. I mean, my PD is reasonable. It's pretty decent. Alright, look at this. It's a big skeleton. Oh my gosh, it hits for 23. Its HP might not be great, but its damage? It's still got 20 strength backing it. Anyway, we get the idea. We get the idea. Let's see. New spring. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. I hate this army. No, look at it. This is not a... You'll probably be able to get away with it because Lanka's in such, such rough state. But look at this. You've got a dozen spellcasters here that are at risk. I know he doesn't use Storm or Aerofen type effects because I've watched his battles. So, all Lanka would need to do, which is well within his ability, is to just have some Bandar Light Archers. These guys don't got shields. Some Bandar Light Archers. Hell, he could go with the freaking smallest monkey archer that he's got that are like 5 gold each if he gave them fire, a spell to boost, to give their arrows fire. Those alone would be able to rain enough fire on these guys. But even without magic, the Bandar Light Archers would punch through and hurt them. And you might say, well, yeah, okay, so what? Look at these guys. For what was it? I was using it during my other game. It's, Spirit Mastery, or... I don't remember where it was. There's a spell here somewhere. There's a spell in here somewhere, and it's like Spirit Mastery or something. And what it does is it lets you summon an outrageous number of ethereal spirits with like 1 or 2 hit points. It just lets you summon a shit ton of ghosts. I just can't remember exactly where it was or what it was called, but I'm sure he's got it. Point is, these soldiers, these glaive troops he have, are fantastic if you're fighting big enemies. They'd be good against my giants, they'd be good against Lanka's really tough undead. But they're weak to arrows because there's no shield. And since their weapon is non-magical, and the fact that they do 1 billion damage doesn't matter if the enemy only has 2 hit points, you could summon, I think it's 25 for 4 death gems. You could just make a wall of freaking ghosts, a double line, and then just have a square of archers behind it. They're not getting through that wall of ghosts anytime soon, and they're not going to be causing morale failures by hitting these tiny ghosts. So you can just keep raining arrows and raining arrows and raining arrows until they run away. You'll do tons of damage on them. His earlier armies had a lot of stuff mixed in with them, but that army is completely unacceptable. That is 12 valuable mages at risk. I don't like it. Well, what's going on here? We'll get back to that. Where was it? This one? Is this the one? Is this the offending army? Okay, I see he has backup. But the backup is also mostly heavy footmen, barbarians. He'll have some draconians in there, but that's not going to do it. The warriors of 5 elements are a little bit better, but they're still not going to cut it. I don't think they have magic weapons, right? What is it? Yeah, that's not gonna do it. So yeah, no, they're gonna run up, they're gonna swing around, because I'm pretty sure their weapons are magical, and they'll be just as stuck, but at least they'll make 2 attacks a turn. Lizard warriors, ghouls. Like, the stuff that he's got is not the correct counter to this at all, but it would be fairly easy for him to theoretically produce what I said. 12 death gems and a couple thousand gold. Let's call it 3,000 gold. And one of these could disappear. He's got glamour, I know he does. He could make the mirrors to hide his army and sneak up on them too. And bite these. For fairly cheap. Honestly, it's my opinion that nobody seems to be using archers enough in this game. At least I have the excuse that I don't have archers. I only have javelineers and discus throwers. And I'm not impressed with the frisbee team, because I'm worried they'd hit my own guys as much as the enemy. Also, I just haven't been hiring giants. But if I had a good archer, you better believe I'd be using the good archer. Hey, we finally found a bunch of sites. We are finding sites. 25 to... This is Tenchi territory, isn't it? I think I understand why Lanka's losing. Lanka never site-searched. I know, he's had a hard game. He's been constantly under attack, but he wasn't site-searching anywhere over here. And we find Tenchi was. Wailing Shores. Oh wow, look at this one. I haven't seen that one before. It's a good province. It produces a ton of gold. It produces a ton of gems. What a lovely place. Anyway, he's done. I don't want him to be done. But he's done. Oh, that's another artifact I was thinking about. There's a sai that, let me show you this thing. Let me pull this thing up. Alright, so. Yeah, this thing. Every time it gets a kill, it creates a death gem. See, it doesn't really explain itself here, but I was looking at the artifacts in the Dominion 6 mod inspector thingy. Anyway, point is, I was looking at it. This game isn't modded, it's called the mod inspector, but by default it just shows you all the stuff that's in the game, and when I was looking at artifacts, I was looking at them in there earlier. And it was also mentioned to me, the reason I looked this up was because it was mentioned to me by the former Ulm player. Every time this thing kills, it makes a death gem. That's literally what its effect is, even though it doesn't really say it here. And I'm like, I could work together with Lanka. He could set up a bunch of PD. I could set a Cyclops in with that, kill all the PD, get a whole bunch of death gems. Then he could cast that spell. That spell that made this thing get so many kills where you get attacked by you know the one, the dream ghost thing. Anyway, I could use the sickle in that, doubling, and probably make 500 gems in a couple of turns. In theory. I don't know if it'll actually work. It might not let me get the death gems from that particular spell. I don't know. So... Boy, we haven't even got to our turn yet. Oops. Your defense is 14. Every single thing above ground was supposed to have a defense of 30. I guess this one got drained at some point. So this one also needed fixing. But my capital is a defense of 14 because it keeps going down over the game. Oh well, whatever. I don't know if I should care. I keep getting horror marked. Eventually this... Oh shit. Okay, this needs immediate correction. Put that back together right now. Okay. Alright. So... I wish I knew how long this was gonna last. That's... Hold that thought. Let's just finish the last of these. I caught a scout. The scout was caught. I got a scout here. This is very concerning. All the entrances are heavily guarded, and yet he got to here. If he was a spy, he could have learned many things. Should probably send a couple Zots here. I've been meaning to forever, and I keep forgetting. This is very concerning. I'm gonna have to tighten up all my borders. I had some ideas for doing that, but conjuration is cheap. Conjuration. I don't have very much conjuration. See, that affects if I want more naiads. I've been thinking about, you're supposed to have the ability to transform them, and they can keep their magic, but they lose the homesickness. Into a young monster. The chance of failure is 20%. We don't have luck or misfortune. Obtain their ability to use magic. Anyway, very interesting. I could definitely try to get a couple of these that can move around. It's add another 8 nature gems to their cost. So we could summon more of those during this. But actually, conjuration's a really big deal. Conjuration is Raven's Feast. Hold on, 91. That was reduced by 1 gem. So now it's 2 turning into like, I don't know, 8 or something. So we want to cast more Raven's Feasts. Not much savings, I know, but it's something. Okay, hold on. We have options here. We have a lot of options here. There's not going to be anything particularly great in fire, but where are my notes? There's some fascinating things we can summon that I was thinking about with those armies. Okay. Specifically, he doesn't have access to any of the things that really got my gears turning. I'll look at it through here. Okay, let me point to some things that we can do that are interesting. Some of the equations just changed if I have a discount. I need to know how big the discount is first. I need, okay, 159, 20%. We have a 20% discount. Okay, that's important to know. lives. I might actually want to research Conjuration 7 right away for Stream of Hades. Alright, so things that we can get that are interesting. Shades are interesting, actually. We can't get any of the level 9 spells I was considering. I was specifically thinking about Abominations and there's a swamp one that uses water gems. These two. I was specifically thinking about these two. I don't know if the Tarrasque is unique or if I can keep summoning them. Tarrasques are definitely something to think about. But I have a lot of water gems that I could throw around. Even though I think the Abomination is better, this is easier for me to cast multiple times around and could be terrifying to just have a bunch of them. Quantity has a quality all its own. Okay, so specifically, back to the top. For Death Gems, I have two options that are interesting. So the Summon Shades, they have armor-piercing attacks. They ignore your protection. They steal strength, they're ethereal, they actually have +3 when you're in the dark, so underground they're really good. They resist poison, so they go good with foul vapors or other units I'm going to mention later. And although they have morale, which is unfortunate, they're pretty inexpensive. You get a bunch of them per casting. They're easy to summon. Summon Shades, definitely an option. I don't necessarily need a 1-gem discount, though. We can do better. Alright, so that's one option. I have something called a Leopad. I've been ignoring. Procession of the Underworld. This thing. Lampad, sorry. It's a little hard to read in this darkness that I sit in when recording. Anyway, you get more than one per gem. The discount would be nice, but on top of that, these guys were one of the options I've always had. They're not for combat. They have a bunch of utility. I've always considered them an option for patrolling, but I never did it favoring watchers. But these guys, I'd be paying, with the discount, I'd still be paying twice the price of a watcher, and they'd only be 50% better than a watcher. But I have Raven's Feast to get even more, to turn air gems into death gems, so air gems are kind of more valuable than death gems to me, and I have a lot of people who could potentially cast this without too much trouble, so we could use this to patrol a lot of places. They also produce supply, and they have some other things going for them, but point is, this is an excellent target to use our discount. I might have to forge some more death boosters. It's actually... Well, I'm about to get necromancers. It's not that hard for me to make them. As long as I make them, I can transport them where they need to go later. I just need to summon them. I kind of really want these, but I'd have to get death on an earth mage. You can only summon them one at a time. These are actually very interesting to me. But I'm not going to talk about them because they're not something we're going to do right now. Okay. I consider fall bears a possibility, but only because they're ethereal. They're here somewhere. They take earth gems. They're just something in earth that I can summon that does something that we don't already do, which is they're ethereal. I don't really think they're that great, especially if you get attacked in the wrong season, but I have a lot of people who could summon this, and I have a lot of earth gems, even though I have other intentions for them. If we're on a discount, it's worth considering. I don't know that I'll do it. Fey Knights! Oh yeah, Fey Knights. I don't have anyone who can summon them right now, but I think they'd be fantastic. Oh my gosh, we got... Okay, hold on. One that I was definitely already going to do was I'm going to summon Gnome. I am going to summon Gnome because Gnome is Earth, Nature, Glamour. And, well, Earth Nature is really good in general. But Nature Glamour means that they can go and just start summoning Fey Knights, Fey Princes, whatever. I can just drop some boosters on him. He'll be great. So he's going to summon a Gnome. Definitely. And the discount is nice. And you are definitely summoning Father Ill-Earth. Definitely. I think you need this too. Check this out. He is a one-of-a-kind, so I only can hope no one else summoned him. Muspelheim is the only other person who might have. But we get this guy, and, I don't know, I had him one time, when I did a test game with Lanka, just to see, and I remember this guy kicking a ton of ass, though I don't remember his stats right now. But worst case scenario, I paid twice the normal value for a Blood Hunter. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be handy later. Pretty sure. Okay, we still have a couple other big ones in here. There was a really cool one. Alright. God, the vampires are so much more viable now. I probably want to summon vampires now. I mean, I still want these. They're good in darkness. But, I mean, holy crap, vampires. I can fix their afflictions. Okay, back to Conjuration. This thing, I don't have anyone who can cast it. It costs 3 gems. It's flying, and I do want an Air Force. I don't know if I'm going to get one at this time, but I could craft a couple of Cyclopses with that armor that gives them flying, so that they could fly into the back ranks and trample, and I would want them to have some air support. My options are Storm Demons, Enlivened Gargoyles, both of which I was considering, and these things. I know I don't have the stats right in front of you, but they fly, they're kind of durable, sort of, and they have death poison, and I feel like their attack is high enough, their damage is high enough that they'll be able to inflict that on most units. So, if you fly back there, you just start injecting their mages with death poison, while gargoyles or whatever keep the enemy busy, and the big trampling Cyclopses step on things, step on bodyguards and whatever. I definitely think catching somebody off guard with an Air Force, and then thereafter, if it's traumatic enough, if I make it traumatic enough, they'll then be constantly using some kind of guard, like Storm, to prevent my air, even when my air isn't present. I always like to get if I can make a player play cards that don't do anything. In this case, it would be casting Storm when I have nothing flying or shooting present. I always like doing that. Make them waste their turns. Make them waste their gems. Anything like that is to your advantage. So yeah, no, I would love to make these, but maybe in the future I'll get somebody with this ability. We're not doing them right now, but there are a couple more things in here somewhere. Manticores. Gnome. This is another thing Gnome can do. And these look... they look fantastic. You got 3 Manticores, they make like 3 attacks around, they've got a ranged attack, they can fly, so they could play that role of Air Force. Like, they're just... Maybe I just have a soft spot for Manticores in general, but this game makes them awesome. Definitely something I might want to do. I might want to summon more than 1 gnome, but gnome is really expensive. But he has so many uses. He's just got a combination of paths I just don't have anywhere else. You know I've looked this thing up repeatedly, and I always forget what the hell it does. They're invisible, and they kill ghosts, and I don't know. There's something. Obviously, I don't think much of them because I keep forgetting what they are, but I know I've looked them up repeatedly. Gnome is so expensive, but it is at a discount. I'll have to think about it. If I cast Stream from Hades at this discount, I will have to empower a water mage with death to pull it off. But I'll get a nice 3/3, 3 death, 3 water, and that 3 death can be useful. This right here. Okay, it's expensive, but let me tell you about this creature. It is fairly durable. I mean, for the price, maybe not durable as it should be, but what can you do? It has a ranged attack. It's an archer. It's a death gaze. It's save or die, I think. Or maybe it just dealt damage. But the point is, it has a ranged attack that's really good, where it just constantly, every turn, ranged attacks someone. Its actual melee sucks. But you want it for the death gaze, and it has a poison cloud wherever it goes. And that is very good, particularly when combined with terracotta. You noticed I kept mentioning when things were resistant to poison? Also the undead, potentially the mammoth, the undead elephants, the behemoths I mentioned. I've got a lot of things that could potentially walk with them and be a front line with them behind it doing death gaze, and the poison wouldn't hurt them. And if the enemies get into the poison field, that, you know. And I believe they have fear, which is something I'm always looking for, because I want fear effects in the armies mixed in. So this thing is really good. And an argument to research to 7, and to maybe summon some streams of Hades. This thing also had fear. It has a fire breath and a lightning melee, and it tramples. So I don't know if it's really worth casting or not. It seems like it's good. If I don't have any other fear effects, I can throw that in. But, I'm not super enthusiastic about it right now. Still, very interesting stuff. Lots of interesting options. I definitely want these. I might even want to do them on discount. I should definitely do streams from Hades and that. But it's expensive. So expensive. Do I want to put it on one of these, or do I want to boost up someone else? I need to think about who needs the Death Cross path for other effects. There sure are a lot of things Death can do. But those are the things potentially in oh my gosh, there's another thing we can do. Wait a minute. Oh shit. This was it, right? This was too expensive before. It was overpriced. But reduce the price to 20? Is it still overpriced? Search for every type of... I don't think it's so overpriced anymore. In fact, it might actually be quite reasonable. Maximum of 12. Holy shit. We can fire it off wherever we want and just be like, hey, this place wasn't searched properly. Thump. I forget who is searching with my current one. I think it's over here. I don't know. It's over here somewhere. Crap, I forgot where it was. Anyway, point is, we're gonna be site searching to 9s. I'm gonna have to. Oh my gosh, is it a good idea? Is it? All right. Big thing first. Big thing first. I need you. So many things I want. So none of these say the unique item already exists, so I don't think anyone else is forging artifacts yet. I need 7 to forge this. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna go for the gate stone. If I cannot afford it this turn, then I'll probably go for so many cool things. Master Ritualist 2. What does that mean? I'm gonna have to look this up and try to figure out, does this mean you save 2 gems? Or that you're able to cast rituals 2 levels higher? Anyway, I'll probably make this thing. If, I'll probably make that thing if I cannot. If I cannot make the gate stone. There's so many things I want here, but I think the gate stone is too big of a deal. 7 is not easy, though. Particularly if I have that blood, thing somewhere else. I'll see what I can do. What else do we got? Things aren't really moving much there. Alright. Are there any other big moves? I need to figure out where I need to summon, what. I need to assign some blood and empower a couple of things and all that. I think what I'll do, I'll want to cast Stream from Hades. I think I really will go for these. Blood Magic 8. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. We'll just kind of go like that for the moment. Yeah. I need to cast as many things as I can. I think I can have 2 guys firing this off per turn, and oh man, it's gonna be so epic when we find the sites next turn. It's gonna be so cool. I bet we're gonna find all kinds of great stuff, because I've still got locations that haven't been well site searched at all that we can hit. Oh, you're doing this one. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah. I'm excited about this. God, so much to consider. Oh, right, you. Yeah, you can just do that. That's probably gonna be your life for now. Is my money not as big as it should be? I think I need to try to upgrade existing places mostly. Although maybe I should go around and put scouts or whatever on every single empty tile. If I ever do cast my big nature spell that gives me a ton of money, you know, that very same turn I'm going to be building stuff like everywhere. Ah, boy. Yeah, okay. The genie would actually be a fantastic leader to have the teleport stone, because he can actually lead a ton of units, both magical and physical. If I toss him something to give him 100 undead leadership, and there's a couple options, he would actually be able to carry a hell of an army. Particularly when added to this crown as well. He could have a huge force, which I'd mostly give him these guys. Or not these guys, these guys. A large portion of the army would just be these guys, because they're good, and I'd have to hire like a crap ton of them. But at 40 bucks a piece, I could easily afford a couple hundred. No problem. Getting them all in one place, a little bit of a problem, just a bit, just a smidge, but I've already got a head start. Look at all these old, okay, maybe not here. Look, I know I have some giants somewhere. They're probably over here. Maybe here? Oh dear. No, here they are. Furious Bunyan, he's got them. Yeah, look at that. He's got... Is that really all the giants I got left? This is the one giant army we got, and... Oh yeah, I never cast the spell to undo all of their afflictions. Well, if I ever do that... Wait, I saw somebody with I saw somebody with something. Whoa, there it was. Stolen strength. I don't know if I can ever get that back for you. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably want to hire a hell of a lot more of those. As I've said before, I'm not really playing giants. I'm playing the threat of giants. Yeah, probably need more labs and things too. Whatever. Oh yeah, I caught someone here. Those lampids. I'm gonna summon some of them in here and here specifically, and up here. The three closest to our Well of Secrets. This is the site we don't want people seeing. It's pretty well patrolled. But perhaps it could be better. Alright then, well, that's where things stand for now. So, this has been a roller coaster of a turn. My gosh. So much going down. Okay. Yeah. We need to produce more forts. I think perhaps... As much as I'd like to upgrade things, I think I'm gonna focus on building new forts with the rest of the money. Let's get forts started everywhere, because they take so long to construct. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go around, reclaim all my boosters, and... Alright, anyway. Right. Alright, anyway, that's pretty well the turn. Oh, I suppose we should look around and... Oh, yeah, there was something weird. How did this happen? All three of them are pushed out of the fort by barbarians? The army is besieging the palisades. I think he moved this. And this is unrelated? But I don't know what he's doing with this. Moving down? How does that make sense? You're not going this way to the front lines. You're not moving this way. You might as well have just stayed put. Why would you be here? It's not like you finished pushing the candles in. I don't get what they're doing. I don't get it. I don't understand. But the candles are building up higher and higher in the territories. And that's what we want. I think Lanka's beat. This army's gonna take a bunch here. He's gonna chase this army out, but then this will have pushed way in. He's got problems. Well, anyway. Only 2 candles all the way inside the... Right. Anyway, that's pretty much what's going on. I can't tell that Atlantis and Muspelheim are even at war anymore. I haven't seen them cross blades in forever. So, I don't know what's up. Maybe they're in an alliance against me and this is the build-up before they attack. I don't know. We shall see. Okay. So, after much consideration, I decided to forge some things. I decided to summon some, specifically ogres, a lot of ogres on borders. I decided there wasn't a whole lot of chance of Lanka pulling through. And I communicated with him, and yeah, he's just trying to go out with a bang. So I lent him some stuff. I lent him like 160 blood and 3,000 something gold and some death gems and a whole bunch of magic items. So he's going to summon a couple of his really powerful things that Lanka can do with Blood 8. He's going to outfit them with an absolutely terrifying level of equipment. And feel sorry for Tenchi, because rumor is Atlantis has already ended his nap with Tenchi. I guess Atlantis found that Muspelheim was far too tough to crack. Yeah. I suspect they are going to be in an alliance. I suspect. I was still hoping. I had shifted a few things around, but yeah. I've done what I can to help keep his Dominion in play. I had given him money the other turn, and been shifting anything I can that pushes Dominion away from him. But he's cooked. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't want him to leave the game yet, but that's the way it is, so... Tenchi is also going to get cooked by Atlantis. Now that is far more concerning. So, if you look at the thrones, Atlantis will hold just a few points. He'll hold 4. You'll need it to win. Assuming that I end up with this one, which I'm not eager to have, but hey, I'll have it. Anyway, point is, I'd end up with 3, 4, and 3. It's a pretty good even split, if it comes to that. But this is hard to hold. And this is impossible to hold. This one's secure, but that's not enough. That's not nearly enough. If I don't hold at least 3, I can't guarantee that no one can take the victory that way. So here we are. Oh right, I gave him the boost just because. Anyway, I am taking this Woodlands. I'll probably be taking more Lanka territory. I mean, I gave him a lot of stuff, so... a whole lot. His guys are outfitted with that, let me take a look at my armory and figure out what I gave and what I equipped. I gave him heart, I gave him the Sword of Swiftness, my only Ring of Regeneration, some of these shields, and all kinds of things. So I'm going to have 3 guys that I push over into this territory. And I had to cancel summoning Father Ill-Earth and an empowerment to get the blood for him. So, you know, we'll do that next turn. I'm going to scoop probably more of this over the coming turns. I'm not in a terrible hurry. I really do want a fort on every single tile, and I'm not too far away from doing that. I just canceled some of them to send him money, but I should still have less than 20 tiles that need to have palisades started. So once I get all of those up... Also, rumor is Atlantis is going to take the last slot. Which might be my cue to finally cast my first big spell. It will never know which one it'll replace, but it'll replace something. Hopefully not my forge. That would be unfortunate. I went with the crown this turn. Next turn, I will go all in on, I don't know. I want the thing. I want the warp stone. And if I include the book, the site searching book, if I include that, I think I can. I think I can just barely... Oh, you can just see all my spotlights shining out everywhere. We're site searching a lot with this. An inadvisably large amount. I don't know. Should I switch to the Dimension Stone? I might be able to manufacture it. Maybe. I'll have to think about it. I'll consider it. But I'm probably just going for the Elemental Crown. Probably. It's a good one, you know? It's real good. I still don't know how that scout got there. I figure there just must be some kind of spell or effect I'm not aware of that lets you toss scouts, airdrop them into enemy lands, something like flying monkeys, but you can do it to another unit. There must be something like that. Otherwise, this guy with no buffs or equipment slipped through, and I mean, that's always possible, but, I need to get more patrols up either way. I suspect the world will unite against me soon. If Atlantis begins eating Tenchi, Muspelheim will also take a bite. And of course, you know, take pressure off me temporarily. Well, we'll see. We shall see how it goes. That's what's going down. I want to cast my big spell. I want to do it. I researched it forever ago, but... I wish I had... If I had known how artifacts work, I would have researched that first, and I'd have another bunch of artifacts, and I'd be in so much... But anyway. We're learning. We're learning. So. We'll see what happens. I'm a little uncomfortable with just how many gems I'm turning into ogres, but they seem like a very good way to just scoop territory. We'll see. We shall see. Well, I did get the gate stone, but it was terribly expensive. The opportunity cost? Using the Atlas to site search, and 3 of those flashlights to fully site search. We could site search to all 9s, but... Oh, that's a Raven's Feast. That's not even a... Yeah, that's a site search there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway, that was expensive. Horrendously expensive in opportunity cost. However, he can just barely do it, too. Every slot is given over to something in smithing. Anyway, we will have the gate stone. Logistics wins games. So we will have the logistical advantage of the gate stone. And then we'll go crazy site searching later. Because economy wins games, and we want to get as many gems as possible. Yeah. We'll see how much longer I can go without being murderated. But if they do attack Tenchi, they're gonna have more territory and stuff than me. But if they erase Tenchi and Lanka goes, they will have to bear the awful weight of all of my Dominion push between just the 2 of them. And I know exactly what to target if it comes to a war. I know exactly where to strike. I haven't set the forces up to do it yet. I've been a proper peaceful, you know... But that doesn't mean we don't have some ideas packed away. Some war plans. If it comes to it. This clump here is a big problem. Well, we shall see. We shall see. Okay.